you imagine making 10 fluffy glazed donuts for less money than just one single Krispy Kreme donut? My donuts cost only 13 cents to make, making them 90% cheaper than Krispy Kreme. Yes, Krispy Kreme is more than 10 times as expensive, and my donuts are half the calories, with far less carbs, far less fat. And guess what? They taste just as good, if not better. And if you want to make these higher in protein, I'll show you exactly how to do that later in this video. First, let me show you how to make authentic donut dough for far less calories. Then I'll show you how to make a 0-calorie glaze or a protein vanilla glaze. Super easy to make. I lost 100 pounds making lower calorie desserts to satisfy my sweet tooth without compromising on taste. Things like donuts, cookies, brownies, and even pizzas and pastas were vital in me losing weight and keeping it off. I've added all of my 150 plus recipes into my fat loss cookbook. In just 20 minutes of active work, you'll have warm glazed donuts to eat for the entire week, and all you need are 7 ingredients. The dough needs some resting time to get really fluffy, so we'll start by making that. Get your favorite glass mug. I'm using my Happy Mug and pour in a half cup of milk. I'm using whole milk because the natural sugars in the milk will help activate the yeast later on. I told you to get a glass mug because we're gonna microwave this for around 30 to 45 seconds to get it warm. If you want to tell if your milk is warm enough, you just take some milk, you put it on your skin. If it's warm, then you're good to go. If it burns you, then it's gonna kill the yeast and you're burnt. I made this cup, by the way. You can call me an artist if you want to. We want our milk lukewarm. No, I'm not talking about a worm named Luke. We want the milk just a little bit warm and the yeast will get activated, but not dead. Oh, by the way, there's 2 types of yeast, instant yeast and active dry yeast. Just get instant, I promise you. Instant is better, more foolproof, and faster. Just get instant, just get instant. Mix up this yeasty milk mixture. We are gonna let this chill for 5 minutes while we get started on the other wet ingredients. Butter. We need 40 grams of butter. Regular ass butter. The first time I'm ever using this on my channel, this is a special day. Normally, I would use light butter if I could to save calories, but unfortunately, we need the fat in this recipe. That's okay, fat is really good for you. Melt the butter in the microwave, then toss in as much vanilla extract as your heart desires. We need to crack an egg in here, but you don't want scrambled eggs in your donuts, so touch. Yeah, I'm not burnt. We're good to go. Ah, shit, there's an egg shell in there. Whip everything together, mix it up. It's crazy how expensive eggs are nowadays. I'm gonna get myself a chicken, except I don't know where to keep it because I live in a tiny apartment with no backyard. So maybe one day I'll have a chicken, but that day is not today. Look, the yeast mixture is ready. Add the yeast mixture into the wet bowl and mix this up really well. And now time for our dry ingredients. I gotta get my bucket of self-rising flour. If you don't have self-rising flour, you could just use regular flour. It doesn't matter because we got the yeast to create all the bubbles. Get a big bowl, a really big bowl. So big it gives me body dysmorphia. So we're gonna add in 280 grams of flour, which is dirt cheap, only costs 31 cents. Then add in 35 grams of sugar, which is also very cheap, only costs 6 cents. I'm adding in a tiny bit less because I already added some of the sugar to the milk mixture earlier. So this is around 30 grams. I added 5 grams earlier. And then a couple dashes of pumpkin pie spice. This is free because I'm not counting spices because they last forever and I forgot when I even bought this, so it's free now, okay? That's my logic. A couple cranks of salt, which is also free because go to the ocean, get some water, put it in the sun, evaporate it, and free salt to use in your donuts. Mix up your dry ingredients to avoid clumping, then pour the wet bowl right on top of the dry bowl, grab a spatula and stir the shit out of this until it forms a dough ball. Now we knead. I told you to get a big bowl because we can knead right in this bowl, which makes your life easy. Stretch the dough, fold it over itself, and press. Stretch it again, fold it again, press. Keep stretching and folding the dough, keep kneading. What's in all these boxes? Where'd it go? Where at? On the coffee table? We don't have a coffee table. On the white table. Wait. Right there. What you talking about? Where you put it down? Yeah, where I put it down? You put it down on the table with the wine bottle. The wine bottle lamp table. Wait, we got a wine bottle? Oh, I found it. Yeah. It was on the white table. I was telling you where it was. It's these vitamins I created to help me look good as I age. It's called Be Attractive. I don't have perfect skin. I've never had it. I don't have perfect genetics. So I really wanted something to be part of my daily routine to help me look good as I age. So I created Be Attractive. It has collagen, niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, keratin, biotin, astaxanthin, and a bunch of other vitamins and minerals to really nourish your hair and skin. A lot of these ingredients have been super effective for me. So I put everything I would want to take in one product. 2 capsules every single day. You got to be consistent. In the first week or 2, you'll notice your skin feels softer and more hydrated. That's the hyaluronic acid working, but you really got to be consistent over a long period of time to get the maximum benefit. Check it out at bsubs.com and I'll ship it out to you. Your job is basically to scrape all of the dough with a silicone spatula because nothing ever sticks, and then get your hand in there. You take the dough, push it down, fold it on top of itself, push it down, fold it on top of itself, push it down, fold on top of itself. You get the point. You just do this for like 4 to 5 minutes. This can get softer, stretchier. It's all gonna stick together. It's gonna be less sticky to your fingers. Then you're good to go. Look how smooth that's looking. Now grab an even bigger bowl. Spray with oil and place your dough ball in. Cover the bowl with a towel. You wanna keep this in a warm environment to rise. If you don't have a warm environment, just turn on your oven light, put this in your oven, and that is warm enough. Leave that there for 2 hours, or at least 1 hour. And speaking of impatience, I added this recipe to my cookbook months ago, so all my cookbook owners got exclusive early access to this recipe. Since I released my cookbook, I've added over 50 recipes for free. I've seen this cookbook change so many people's lives, allowing them to get an incredible physique eating the foods they love. If you're ready to crush your fitness goals eating delicious food, click the link in the description down below. 1 hour later, the dough has doubled in size. I'm gonna beat it with my fist, give it a big fat punch, 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 punch. This is satisfying. Add it to your work surface. I have a silicone mat, but you could just put it straight on your countertop. Roll it out. I don't have a rolling pin, so I'll just use this can. Roll it to around 1/2 inch thick. Then we need tools to cut the donuts. If you have a donut cutter, great, but I don't have one. So if you're simple like me, find an object in your house that's around a 3-inch circle. I have a paper cup. And then you want something pretty small to cut out the donut hole, like the cap of a water bottle, or this little container that I have in Magic Mind. Press in your 3-incher to cut circles that are big, large, above average, too big. Should be smaller because sometimes too big is not good, and smaller always fits. And then use your 1-incher to cut circles in the center of each donut. They kind of look like eyes, or the eyes on your chest. Take these donuts and throw them on some parchment paper. Then take the scraps of dough, do not throw it away, okay? Stuff it all back together into a ball of dough, and then we'll re-roll this because we don't want to waste any dough. It's precious. Cut circles again. Cut out the nipples. Extract the nipples out of the circles. I was able to re-roll this 2 more times and cut out even more donuts. I made 15 total donuts with 2 munchkins because I had a little bit of dough left over. Never waste dough. You can always make donut holes. Now I'll put these back in the oven for 20 minutes to rest. Not cook. The oven is not turned on, people. Just the light is on. This will do 2 things. Let the donuts get fluffy again and more time to let the yeasty flavor develop. In these 20 minutes, we can prep our glazes, which take only 2 minutes. Maybe not even. You have 2 options for glazes. Either you can make a protein glaze using whey protein powder, or you can make a 0-calorie glaze using sugar-free sweetener. I have the calories for the donuts with each glaze at the end of the video, but let me show you how to make each glaze. Let's start with the 0-calorie sugar-free glaze. Are you buying powdered sweetener at the grocery store? Because this is not powdered, but are you buying powdered sweetener? If you are, listen to me. I'm about to save you money. Stop buying powdered sweetener. Take a blender, add in 50 grams of erythritol, which costs 48 cents and is enough glaze for 6 donuts. Blend this sweetener up, shaking the blender to make sure there's no large crystals hiding under that blade. And that's it. You'll have your homemade powdered sweetener, and you made it for a fraction of the cost. Oh, by the way, buy erythritol in bulk. I buy these 4-pound bulk bags on Amazon for under $20. I'll leave a link in the description. You'll save a lot of money this way. Add dribbles of almond milk or water to the sweetener, add a little bit at a time and mix. A little bit more and mix. Add as little liquid as you possibly can to get the right consistency that looks like this. Thick, yet runny, and flows off the spoon in a stream. Now for the protein sweetener. I'm using Legion's Vanilla Whey protein powder. Code Rahul saves you money, and the vanilla flavor is delicious. Same thing, add a little bit of almond milk and mix until you get the right consistency. Thick, yet runny. Pro tip, blend a bunch of sweetener at once and keep it in an airtight container so you have powdered sweetener on hand, on deck, anytime you need it without any work. That's what I do. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna make just 2 donuts right now, one for me and one for my roommate. Spray the tops with oil spray and air fry at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for just 3 minutes. Yeah, only 3 minutes. Because they cook so quickly, I'm only making 2. I'll keep the rest of the dough plastic wrapped in my fridge because I want to make these hot and fresh. That's when they taste the best. They'll last in the fridge for a week, but these will be gone way before a week. These cook super quick. Pull them out in 3 minutes and they're nice and warm, ready to dip in the glaze. First one I'm gonna dip it in is the 0-calorie glaze. I'm just gonna coat the top because I prefer only one side coated, but you could coat both sides if you want. Then onto a wire rack so the excess glaze can drip, or sometimes I put it right in my mouth so the excess glaze just drips in my mouth. Now the next donut goes in the protein glaze. Dip, 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 then drip, 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 place on the wire rack. In just 1 to 2 minutes, the glaze hardens and you get this crunchy, sugary coating on the outside. Even the protein glaze has this hardening effect. It's amazing. Super fluffy, soft donut with crunchy, sweet exterior, exactly like Krispy Kreme. Honestly, this tastes even better. All right, bro, this is the protein one. That's the real one. Cheers.
Cheers. That's so good, bro.
That tastes like Krispy Kreme.
Mm-hmm.
Now try the protein glaze.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This one's just as good, bro.
You think so? Just straight up whey protein powder, nothing else.
That's crazy.
I just inhaled these. These donuts are so good, I'm making 2 more. The thing with these donuts is they taste best when they're fresh and warm. So if you want to eat them throughout the week, just leave the dough plastic wrapped in your fridge. And then whenever you feel like eating a donut, it's just 3 minutes in the air fryer, dip it in some glaze, you're good to go. Nice and warm, right into the protein glaze. Get it glazed up. Look at that. That's glistening. It's hot, it's steaming. Cheers, bro.
Cheers.
No, it fell on the floor.
Watch it for me.
Oh yeah, heck yeah. I'm getting it. Oh, dude, the glaze is sticky though. It's got stuff stuck. Oh, fuck that. Let's do a price breakdown first, then the macros. So each unglazed donut is only 11 cents, but when you glaze it, each donut costs 19 cents. That's because I'm glazing it with erythritol. If you glazed it with sugar, it would be way cheaper than this. Then each protein donut with the protein glaze costs 54 cents. Yeah, the protein donuts are more expensive, but still way cheaper than an RX bar, which has worse macros and, come on, tastes way worse. RX bar is no donut. Then the macros. Per glazed donut, 104 calories, 2 grams of protein, 17 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of fat. Yeah, I know there's not a lot of protein, but it's half the calories of Krispy Kreme, okay? With the protein glaze, 125 calories per donut, 7 grams of protein, 17 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of fat. Now we're talking. 7 grams of protein in a donut, and it's just a little bit over 100 calories? That's pretty sick. This is such a delicious recipe. I highly encourage you to make it. And for early access to future recipes, plus exclusive recipes like my brookies, get my fat loss cookbook. You'll need more healthy meals to stay on track, and that's where my Alp Store Crunch Wraps come in. Taste like fast food, except they have incredible flavor with incredible macros. In this video right here, I'll show you how to make this incredible recipe. I said the word incredible too many times. I don't have a really good vocabulary, but I know how to make kick-ass high protein Alp Store tacos. You can trust me with that.